Ribeye steak is often hailed as the crown jewel of the carnivore diet, a high-protein, zero-carb eating plan that exclusively focuses on animal products. Its rich flavor, tender texture, and high-fat content make it a favorite for many who follow this meat-heavy approach to nutrition. While ribeye steak offers undeniable indulgence and is packed with several nutrients, it's important to examine the potential drawbacks of consuming this cut regularly, particularly within the context of a carnivore diet. The primary allure of ribeye steak lies in its marbling, the fat that runs throughout the muscle tissue, contributing to its flavor and juiciness. This cut is undeniably rich in fat, making it a go-to for individuals who want to get a significant portion of their daily calories from fat. However, this very characteristic that makes it so popular among carnivores could also be a point of concern when considering the long-term health implications of consuming ribeye regularly. Fatty cuts of meat like ribeye contain significant amounts of saturated fat, a type of fat that has long been linked to heart disease. Numerous studies have shown that a high intake of saturated fat can raise levels of low-density lipoprotein, LDL, cholesterol, often referred to as bad cholesterol, thus increasing the risk of atherosclerosis, plaque buildup in arteries, and heart disease. While the direct relationship between dietary saturated fat and heart disease is still debated in some circles, the consensus among many health experts is that moderation is key, especially when it comes to foods like ribeye steak. Another concern with the carnivore diet, and by extension the consumption of ribeye steak, is the lack of diversity in nutrients. A diet that exclusively includes animal products, particularly fatty cuts of meat like ribeye, lacks the variety of vitamins, minerals, and other important compounds found in plant-based foods. While ribeye is a good source of protein, iron, and vitamin B12, these nutrients can be obtained from other sources, including leaner cuts of meat, fish, and plant-based foods. Relying solely on ribeye steak or similar meats can lead to nutrient imbalances, as it excludes critical elements like fiber, antioxidants, and phytonutrients that are essential for optimal health. Fiber, which is virtually absent in animal products, plays a crucial role in digestive health, gut microbiome balance, and blood sugar regulation. Its absence in the carnivore diet may lead to digestive issues like constipation and may increase the risk of developing more serious conditions, such as colorectal cancer. The emphasis on ribeye steak in the carnivore diet can also raise concerns about kidney health. High-protein diets, especially those rich in red meat, place significant stress on the kidneys. When protein is metabolized, it produces nitrogenous waste, which the kidneys must filter out of the body. Over time, excessive protein intake can lead to kidney strain, and for individuals with pre-existing kidney conditions, this could accelerate the progression of kidney disease. While healthy kidneys and individuals without kidney disease may be able to handle a high-protein diet, the long-term effects of consistently consuming large amounts of red meat like ribeye are still unclear, and some studies suggest that high-protein diets may increase the risk of kidney stones and other renal issues. Additionally, the carnivore diet's focus on fatty meats like ribeye often excludes crucial foods that promote overall health and well-being, such as fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. These foods are rich in antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals that support a wide range of bodily functions, from immune support to reducing inflammation. Ribeye steak, in contrast, lacks these protective compounds, leaving the body more vulnerable to oxidative stress and inflammation. Over time, the absence of plant-based foods in the diet could have negative implications for long-term health, potentially contributing to the development of chronic conditions such as type 2 diabetes, certain types of cancer, and heart disease. Ribeye steak, along with other red meats, is also associated with higher levels of heterocyclic amines, HCAs, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs, two types of potentially harmful chemicals that are formed when meat is cooked at high temperatures, such as grilling or frying. Both HCAs and PAHs have been linked to an increased risk of cancer, particularly colorectal, pancreatic, and prostate cancers. While cooking methods can influence the formation of these compounds, it's difficult to completely eliminate them, especially if ribeye steaks are prepared in traditional ways, such as grilling or pan-searing at high heat. Consuming large amounts of red meat, especially when prepared this way, could increase your cancer risk over time. There's also the issue of the environmental impact of consuming ribeye steak, particularly within the framework of the carnivore diet. Red meat production is resource-intensive, requiring vast amounts of water, land, and energy, and it contributes significantly to greenhouse gas emissions. The environmental footprint of raising cattle for beef is considerable, and choosing ribeye steak regularly as part of a diet that excludes plant-based foods only exacerbates these ecological concerns. The health of the planet is increasingly a topic of global conversation, and it's important to consider the broader environmental consequences of a meat-centric diet. While ribeye steak offers a robust array of nutrients, it is worth noting the importance of balance in a healthy diet. A diet that revolves solely around fatty cuts of meat, especially one that excludes plant-based foods entirely, can lead to numerous health risks in the long term. The excessive intake of saturated fats, the lack of dietary fiber, and the potential strain on kidney and cardiovascular health are all valid concerns for those consuming ribeye steak regularly as part of the carnivore diet. Furthermore, the absence of antioxidants, vitamins, and other plant-based nutrients can leave the body more vulnerable to chronic disease and inflammation. For those considering or already following a carnivore diet, it's essential to evaluate the broader picture, balancing the consumption of rich foods like ribeye with careful attention to overall health, and being mindful of the long-term effects of nutrient deficiencies, excess fat intake, and potential environmental concerns.